G'day ladies and gents, we are back. Part 2 of the rundown review on the D-Max Tourer. Hope you've enjoyed part 1. I must admit, I watched it back and said to myself, who is this spanner? Pretending like he knows what he's on about. I don't know, is that normal? Maybe. Anyway, just a quick recap. We went over the GME radio package. We went over the clear view towing mirrors, the T-Max electric side steps, under the hood on the passenger side of the core off-road built Phoenix GTU canopy. Under that passenger side door we had the Dometic 110 litre stand-up fridge freezer, the EnerDrive system which incorporates the ePro battery monitor, the 200 amp lithium battery, 40 amp DC to DC charger, the 2600 watt inverter, the AC transfer. There was a bit of gear there. Some of the lighting system, the Fusion stereo, the water counter, the coffee machine, the pull-out kitchen. Yeah, there's a bit of gear under that passenger side. There is so much more on this car. We're not even halfway through, so grab yourself a beer or a glass of wine and let's get stuck into part 2. Alright guys, if you haven't seen part 1 of the rundown review, jump back on the channel. I suggest you watch that before getting stuck into part 2. So part 2, where we left off, we're at the back of the car. So the back of the car, I've got a little bit going on. We've obviously got the 2 spare tyres, so 2 rear tyre carriers. They're an optional extra, so most of the core canopies will finish flush, and there won't be any spare tyres on the back unless you want the rear tyre carrier on the back of the car. Because the chassis is so long, the tray, the canopy is at its maximum length, so we've got a little bit of extra room, so we got this little bit of tray put on, which is great because I don't really like the idea of 2 big tyres hanging off the back of the canopy. So sitting on the back of this little bit of tray with a checker plate on top, I think just finishes it off nicely. We've got the rear vision camera, so that's connected to Safety Dave clip-on that goes over our rear vision, so we've got constant rear vision out the back of the car while we're driving, just as you normally would looking in your rear vision mirror. Obviously you can't see through your canopy, but this gives us unobstructed view out the back of the car while we're driving, which is great. Underneath we've got the factory camera over the tow hitch, which is great for when we're backing up. You don't need a spotter, you can drive right under the hitch of the caravan. DO45 pin for the DO45 hitch on the caravan. Nicole mentioned the water outlets for the kitchen sink, the hot and cold water, so the hoses drop out underneath the sink, plumb into that. Moving across, we've got the Anderson plug, plugs into the caravan. Wazo cable for the Safety Dave camera, so we've got the dual lens on the back of the caravan, and the 2 cameras on the back of the car. The 12 pin plug for the caravan, and this is a hot and cold water outlets for the hot water system, and this is where we fill the water point. Underneath the car, just before we move around the side, we've got a quick hitch gas bayonet, plumbed in certified gas, which we'll get to in a minute. The tool chest, trundle drawer, storage. It's my tool chest. Every man needs a tool chest, so you've got tools, bits and pieces in here, spares, yeah, all different odds, bits and pieces. We put a lid on it, it's an optional extra. Comes in handy as a workbench. You can put a barbecue on here. Yeah, very handy to have the lid on the trundle drawer. Moving around to the side of the car, this under tray toolbox has got our 2 kilo gas bottle. So this is all plumbed in and certified. When we want to use the gas, we just open it up, we can close this, and we use the quick hitch underneath, so you don't need to keep this door open. Alright, the driver's side canopy. This side of the canopy is mainly used for storage, so we've got very large storage drawers in here that slide out. They're both lockable, so spares, bits and pieces, beach towels, inflatables for Mackenzie, heaps and heaps of room, handheld radios, fire extinguisher, first aid kit, accessories for the air compressor, car cleaning gear. These plastic storage tubs are great. We use these all the time. We obviously do a lot of things at the beach, so we've got wet gear, snorkels, fins, boardies, whatever we're using. We can take off all our wet stuff, we throw them in these plastic containers. Very good idea for this side of the car. The hot water system, I'll swing this out in a minute. So this is a Smart Tech Lite instant hot water system. We've got our portable toilet for when we're at places. Where we are just now, you need your portable toilet, chemical toilet. We've got the Nature's Head composting toilet in the van. If we're out in the car anywhere, we can be fully self-contained. We've got that go anywhere portable toilet, which is very good. We've got our camp chairs in here, more tool bags. You can never have enough tools. We can throw our fishing gear in here, snorkels, masks, camp chairs, fishing gear, tackle box. We optioned up and changed one of the drawers out for a 30 litre Dometic drawer fridge. It's the beer fridge. That's where we keep the tins and they stay nice and cold. Over here we've got a 9 metre retractable hose for the air compressor. So we switch that on there. Internal lighting. We've got the RGB party lights on this side of the canopy as well, and on this side of the backbone. That's all controlled in the car. The party lights for the backbone. These ones on the switch on the other side of the canopy. We've also got a 12 volt plug and USB charger, and just underneath the retractable hose is a Anderson plug, so we can run another fridge in here if we want, or yeah, there's another power outlet there, so we can run something else in this side of the canopy if we want. So yeah, this is mainly just storage, and there's plenty of it. I'm going to show you how to use this Smart Tech Lite hot water system, because it doesn't take very long, and we bloody love it. Like, after 3 or 4 days out in the bush or down the beach, you start to feel a little bit salty. You've been in the ocean every day. It's nice to rinse off with some fresh water, and if it's a bit chilly in the afternoon and you've got hot water, a hot shower after 3 or 4 days is bloody magic, let me tell you. Alright, so the Smart Tech Lite, you swing it out, it's on a magnetic swing arm, comes out nice and easy. We've got a few hoses in here. The first thing I'll do is snap the gas in. So nice, quick, easy hitch gas line, and we've got the quick hitch underneath. So that just pops up and turns, locked in. Open up this, turn the gas on, so we can shut that again. Grab our water inlet into the system. Now underneath here, everything's clearly labelled. Water inlet, water outlet, and obviously your gas. You can't muck that one up. So water inlet goes on, and and we'll plumb this into the cold water side of the car. Now the 12 volt pump, I've already switched that on. That's running already, so that switch is in the passenger side where all the switches are there, the canopy. Before I turn that, open that up, I will plug the shower head attachment in. And there's a switch here to turn the system on and off. All the instructions are on the side. It's a really simple operation. Have our water on minimum. When you're starting it up, you make sure it's on summer. So the gas on minimum, and the water on minimum. When you turn this on, it'll have a digital display telling you how warm the water is. Instant hot water. So we'll turn that water on. We'll switch her on. If she fires up, you can hear that pilot clicking. And that's about it. You open your shower head, this will turn on. 32 degrees, that water's beautiful. It goes up a little bit. Yeah, nice warm shower out in the middle of the bush. How beautiful. Very, very easy to use, and we've used it a few times, and I remember the first time Nicole used it, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe how good this thing is. So yeah, very, very happy that we put this in. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this side of the canopy. The only other thing is the cargo rail system to tie things down, which we're not actually utilising, but come standard, it's there if we ever do want to use it. Yeah, not something that we're utilising. Core Off-Road, always been at the forefront of innovation. Have come up with a few things since we built this, and we've seen the videos they've put out, so there's a few other little additions that we want. So you'll see them in later videos. If we can get our hands on them, get them installed, some very, very cool stuff that will go in this side of the canopy. Yeah, so watch this space. Pretty much ties up this side, the driver's side of the canopy. Storage, hot water system, air compressor. Yeah, not as much going on here, but still equally as impressive. So we'll close that. While we're on this side, I'll show you the rooftop tent. We've gone with the iCamper. It's a 4-man. We wanted the extra room. We having a 4-year-old daughter who does cartwheels in her sleep. We wanted extra space, so we can throw her in one side of the tent. Nicole and I can still get a decent night's sleep. So we went the 4-man. It's the iCamper. They've been around for ages. It's a hard shell, so we've got the solar on top, 200 watt flexi solar panels bolted to the top of the rooftop. It's lockable. So just use the key to undo the 2 latches. Pop the tent up. Once those struts get going, it opens up itself. Pull the ladder out, telescopic ladder, all the way out, which will flip the floor out. Set the ladder to your height where you want the floor. And just inside the door here, there's a little bag with a zip that hides all the poles and keeps them very accessible, so you know exactly where they are, right where you need them. So this tent, like the awning, is very, very easy to set up. So that's it. It's got the mattress in here. You can keep your bedding in here. We don't have our pillows in here at the moment, but we do keep pillows in here. Lots of room. Both sides have windows that have poles, so you can open that up. And it's got a skylight up there that's all zipped up, so you can stargaze. It comes with the mosquito netting, and the two side windows have plastic windows as well, so you can have it fully shut. You can have your plastic window so you can see outside if you don't want the breeze to come in, if it's raining, but you still want to see. You can have the plastic window see-through, or you can have your insect mesh window and let the breeze come through. So I've also got 12 volt power up in that corner there, USB chargers, and a 12 volt plug. So we can run a fan, we can run a 12 volt light, which we do up there. So yeah, that's the iCamper. We've used that quite a few times, and very easy to set up, very easy to pack up. Yeah, we're pretty happy with it, aren't we? And the setup, the pack up is easy as a setup. Got the straps that pull the sides in. You'd have to do a little bit of tucking on both sides, but packs up very nicely. Just underneath here, we've got these little hanging hooks. They can slide across, so you can put some bags and stuff up here. You can get storage bags for your shoes, so you're not leaving things on the ground. Climb up the ladder, pop your shoes in a bag. Yeah, they've thought of everything. I think they've made a few innovations over the years, listening to their customers and reviews about what could be better about their tents, and sort of every few years they'll bring a new model out with the changes that people have asked for. So yeah, this is the latest model, and yeah, we're pretty happy with it so far. That easy to pack up, very simple. Everything folds in nicely. Those straps come in really handy, so the sides of your tent don't blow out. It gets most of it in. Like I said, you got to sometimes tuck a little bit, it's no big deal, and then just bang the locks back on. Very user friendly. Exactly what you want. Alright, as you can probably tell, I am under the car. I want to show you the 6-wheel conversion. One of the reasons this car gets so many looks not just because of the beautiful canopy on the back, but it's got 6 wheels. Everywhere we go, little kids, oh my god, that car's got 6 wheels. Even grown men. It is a bit of a head turner, and for very good reason. 6-wheel conversion, they're not very common. They are getting more common. You are seeing more vehicles getting 6-wheel conversions, especially on the east coast. So we went with 6-wheeler in Toowoomba. They've got a SSM license, second stage manufacturer license, federal license through the government to do these conversions, all above board, all tested and certified and legal. Get it done post-rego, so yeah, there's no dramas getting your car registered in your preferred state. So the conversion on this D-Max was a 4,630 kilo conversion, which puts the car into a heavy vehicle category because it's over 4495. So the GVM on this 4630, which is quite impressive. So this is just a lazy axle, so it's a 6x4. We don't need a 6-wheel drive. That's one of the big questions we get. Is it a 6-wheel drive? Why didn't you get a 6-wheel drive? We don't need a 6-wheel drive car. A 4-wheel drive is more than capable of doing what we want it to do, which is tow the caravan and tour the country. We do not need a 6-wheel drive. It's just overkill. The engineering and cost isn't worth it, in my opinion, for what we want the car for. So no, it's not a 6-wheel drive, it's a 4-wheel drive with a lazy axle. Allows us to tow 4.5 tonne, so an extra tonne of towing capacity, and gave us over a tonne of payload, extra payload. So yeah, 4630 was the GVM, sorry. GCM was a massive 8,130 kilos combined weight. So you're looking at your car, your caravan, fully loaded, total weight, 8,130 kilos. So we had lots to play with. While we were getting the conversion done, we had the suspension upgrade and lift. So the boys there recommended the Formula Fulcrum suspension. Very, very reputable brand when it comes to suspension, been around for decades. So yeah, we were happy to do that. Car handles great. With the 6-wheel conversion, you have got 6-wheel hydraulic braking. As you can see, those lines running to the tyres on the lazy axle there. Yeah, with the 6-wheel conversion, you obviously get a chassis extension. So the chassis is chopped and 650mm longer to account for that rear lazy axle. We had the chassis wrapped aligned when it got sent over to Perth before the canopy was built. So all the chassis has had that protective coating put on it with a wrapped aligning. Yeah, keep it free from rust and corrosion. Good opportunity to get it done while we were while it came over with a bare chassis. So just up there, I don't know if you can see, it's quite dark under here, but that's the water tanks. So we've got 2 80-litre water tanks tucked away up there. 140 litre just under there, 140 litre Browns Davis long range fuel tank. And it's part of the Manta performance exhaust, which I'll get to the performance upgrades a little bit later, but while I'm under here I may as well show you, yeah, the Manta 3-inch performance exhaust. So yeah, that's the underneath of the car, the 6-wheel conversion. A little bit about why we done the 6-wheel conversion, towing the van legally and safely. This car tows the 4-tonne van incredibly, very, very safe on the road, handles beautifully. It does feel like you're driving a truck, can hardly feel the van behind the car, which is exactly what we wanted. So we are very, very happy with the 6-wheel conversion by the boys at 6-wheeler Conversions in Toowoomba. Right, so that wraps up part 2 of the rundown review. So we went over that driver's side under the canopy door of the Core Off-Road GTU Phoenix canopy. So that is the top of the range canopy. So we've shown you under both sides of the door there. Jump on their website, because a lot of that stuff isn't upgraded. A lot of that stuff is their inclusions, because that is the top of the range, the GTU. They've got 3 different models, the GT, the GTX and the GTU. So obviously that's the top of the range. A lot of that stuff's included. Jump on their website or get in contact with them if you're interested in one of these canopies. So yeah, we went over that driver's side. We went over the rear of the car, the trundle drawer, the hot water system, the water inlets and outlets. We went over the iCamper rooftop tent and the 6-wheel conversion, the foundation that this car is built on. Hope I gave you a little bit of insight into why we have a 6-wheel D-Max. Yeah, I think I've answered a few questions there, because it is one of the questions that we get quite often. Why did you do that? So yeah, hope you enjoyed part 2 of the rundown review. There is a little bit more to go as we travel up the driver's side of the car. I'm going to take you over the roof rack and the backbone and all the lights there. We've got the steady work lights in the backbone, the RGB party lights, the big steady light bar on the front, the bar work on the front, the winch, the integrated lights on the front of the bar, the underbody protection, and the performance upgrades. Of course, that's one of the other questions we get. What did you do to the engine? Yeah, you've got a 6-wheel conversion, but can that car tow a 4-ton van? Yes, it bloody can. It can, and it can do it very, very comfortably. So we'll take you through all the performance work upgrades that we've had done to the car, all done by Modified Diesel in Port Kennedy. So yeah, there's quite a list there. So that'll be part 3 of the rundown review. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when part 3 comes out. And yeah, then the sit down review will be coming. Tell you all about it, what we change, what we don't like, what's working well, what's not working well. Yeah. Cheers guys. See you soon.